Hello everyone and welcome back. I have another grocery haul here for you. This is my third week of my August $50 or less grocery budget challenge. So the aim is to spend $50 or less every week in August. We are eating out of our pantry. Sorry, the dishwasher's running. We are eating out of our pantry and our freezer, and we're trying to get that work down. I believe I will have posted a freezer video before this one, and then I'll probably do the pantry next week if I have time. But anyways, we're luckily under budget again this week. I got everything in front of us here, and the total came to $48.36. So this is just kind of where I'm keeping track of everything. We were a little over week 1, but under week 2 and 3 now. So we're averaging less than $50 a week, thankfully. But anyways, let's get right into it. So I shopped at Food Basics and Walmart. If you're new here, we live in Ontario, Canada. We're a family of 2, but we do host and have people over often. And then we also have a dog that sometimes gets food made for her. Luckily this week I harvested all my carrots out of my garden and all my broccoli. I got about 50 to 60 carrots, which is great. I blanched and froze 2 quart bags of carrot slices and then another quart bag of diced carrots for soups and such and chilies. And then the rest are just in the fridge and we'll eat them as we go. And then I also got 5 quart bags full of broccoli that I blanched and then froze as well. So that was great. Super happy because the seeds for both of those, like the cost for them was, I got them at the dollar store. They were 33 cents, and to get that much food out of simply putting a little effort into putting it into my garden was great. I don't do anything fancy. We just use some of the cow manure and then just add it to the garden each year, and then I try to keep it weeded as best as I can, and food grows. So really happy about that, and we're gonna get some tomatoes soon, which is kind of why I got some of the items here, because I'll be making a bunch of pasta sauce and other tomato products. But anyways, let's get right into it. So this sourdough Villaggio bread, I wanted to try it. This sourdough bread, it was on sale for $2.98 at Food Basics. These hamburger buns were $2.28. They're just the standard 8-pack at Walmart. I really wish they sold just a generic 4-pack of hamburger buns, because we never really get through the 8-pack. I do throw them in the freezer and make garlic bread out of them, but just, it seems like such a waste to buy so much, but it's the cheapest option. These peaches were $3.48 for the 3 liters at Food Basics, and they'd just taken them out. They were still cool from coming off the food truck, so we know those are fresh. These Glowberry green grapes were the total $3.63. I believe they were $2.80 or something per pound, so that'll be a nice treat. We haven't had grapes in a while. This 3-pack of peppers, so 2 red and 1 yellow, will be used for pasta sauce, and then I might have one of these for snacking as well. But these were $3.44 for the 3-pack of peppers. Then the milk at Walmart was $6.25. My boyfriend really likes the seal test, so I got that for him. We also got one of the Great Value pizza mozzarellas. We may end up making homemade pieces, so we were out of mozzarella cheese. We're still good on all of our other types of cheeses though. This was $4.98. These Quaker oatmeals, the 8 packages of 8, were each, it was 2 for $5, so $2.50 each. They're regularly priced, I believe, like $2.97 or like $3.50, so it's a good discount to get the 2, and my boyfriend really likes both of those flavors. I was looking at their protein added ones, but really, like a pack of this has about half the protein. Not half, it has like 2 grams less protein than the other one. Like the other 2 just have 6 grams of protein, but the protein ones do have a bit less sugar if you're trying to watch that. That's the only difference. But typically my boyfriend has 2 packs, so that together, having 2 of these would get you to the same amount of protein as the other ones, and these are like half the price. So we just buy the regular ones. If we need to, we add protein powder to the oatmeal or have yogurt on the side, etc. Just always be careful. Like sometimes things say like add it like protein, or that's a big marketing thing now, but oftentimes they don't actually have a whole lot more protein than just the original product. So be on the lookout for that. This Nordica 2% cottage cheese was on sale a bit for $3.46 for the 500 grams. Usually this is like $5, so happy to get that. I did have 2 of these Almer tomato soups, but I got home right at lunchtime and my boyfriend's like, I really want to have soup and sandwiches, and he just opened up a can to have it. So I did buy 2. We only have 1 left now, so I'll probably have to get some more, but that's a good, it's pretty similar to the Campbell's, but it's about 50 cents cheaper, so good to get that one. Then we got these Canada Dry Ginger Ale Zero Sugar Minis. So my boyfriend likes those. He likes the smaller cans because it's just less soda, but still satisfies kind of like craving. And I got the zero sugar because I prefer maybe the chemicals from zero sugar sodas than the 20 plus grams of sugar that would have been in the small cans of the regular ginger ale. So I got that for him. That was with tax, because that's the only item that has tax here. It was $4.49. Without tax, it would have been $3.97. And then I got these 3 seasonings for the pasta sauce that I'm going to make. So I needed garlic powder, I needed Italian seasoning, and I needed onion powder. Unfortunately, they didn't have the onion powder in just like the regular seasoning pack. I had to get the organic one. Don't know if it really makes a difference. I usually don't buy this one, but I needed it for this. So this was $2.47 for 51 grams instead of getting like 150 grams of just the regular, but it should do for like 2 big batches of pasta sauce, if I even end up doing 2. But good to get that one. The garlic powder, 150 grams, was also $2.47 at Walmart. And then this Italian style seasoning, so I hope it's the same as just Italian seasoning. Don't know why it says style. But this was 99 cents at Food Basics. I couldn't find, the garlic powder was 120 grams for the same price as Walmart at Food Basics, so I got this one at Walmart. And then I couldn't find the onion powder at Food Basics either, so that's why I got this one here. But anyways, this is all that we got. I'm pretty happy with the way we're being able to stretch $50 to cover our groceries for this month. I definitely had to like make some decisions. Like my lettuce is all kind of turned and went to seed and grew super tall like Christmas trees, so I pulled it all out. And I do have a couple heads regrowing kind of as a second batch, but it's so hot here right now. We're kind of in the middle of a severe drought in Ontario, or at least Eastern Ontario. So the lettuce isn't growing great. It does not like the heat. So I was going to get lettuce, but it also didn't look good in the store. And I was debating between like the lettuce and the grapes. And I was like, well, I still have some lettuce from the garden in the fridge, so we'll get by and we'll just have maybe some of the veggies that I froze or have in the fridge for meals instead of salad all the time. So we'll get through it. Next week I'll most likely get lettuce. That's just, sometimes you have to I'm like keeping a calculator tab going while I'm in the store to make sure I don't go over the $50, and I am pretty happy with what we got this week. Anyways, let me know what you think. I hope you're all saving on your groceries and making those, like looking through the Flip app or the flyers to see where you can save if you have the time to be able to do so. And I hope this kind of series kind of helps show what you're able to kind of do with $50 if you have a bit of a stockpile of proteins when you're on sale. I might end up continuing this $50 per week kind of challenge through into September and further, because I don't feel like I'm getting through my freezer that much, and I do kind of want to eat through it more. And it's good to just kind of have this limit because it keeps me from just buying things because they're a good price. Like I could have probably spent $60 or $70 on groceries a week, all on food that is a good price, but then it would have like made it hard to go through all of it before it went bad. Or we just would have had full cupboards again and not actually get through everything. So I'm liking the $50 limit. We'll probably keep it going. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.